We start now.
Yes, I think we are live.
You're live. Okay. Hello, my dear friends, aspiring for the FMG exam July 2024. Welcome to the session. The session is mainly going to focus on the new pattern of the examination, which is causing genuine anxiety, I would say, in every examinee's mind. So we are here to help you out, to navigate you through these delicate situations, so that you're able to convert these challenges into opportunities. And as the thing is very clear in front of us now, that they're going to create the blocks of 50 question, 50 minute, and 6 such blocks into 2 parts, part 1, part 2. I have got 2 eminent people in the field of FMG exam, my dear friends, Dr. Khalil sir, our radiology faculty, and Dr. Sandeep sir, our pediatric faculty. I would ask the questions to them on behalf of you as a student. If I'm an FMG student, what are my concerns and worries at this point of time? Let us be very open about it. Let's discuss with open mind, and so that we are able to convert this to an opportunity for all of us. Dr. Sandeep sir, may I take the opportunity to ask you this question, that how do you really imagine this situation of 6 blocks now versus 150 in the previous type of scheme of paper? What is your first take on that?
Sir, my first take on that is, first of all, good evening, everyone, all the students who are listening to this live, and some of you will be watching this video later. I'm really happy to be a part of this elite panel. See, first of all, when I have had a look at the information bulletin, sir, initially I was like, sounds interesting. But then I tried to look from a student's perspective. The student's perspective initially would have been, why are they doing it to us? Why is the paper changing? Because that is human tendency, that whenever a new change comes, we always have a tendency to, be overtly cautious about it. But when you, with a cool mind, you try to read, it is not much of a difference from what they were already asking you, right? Instead, what they have done actually is they have, earlier, sir, what used to happen was, and I think people who have given the exam before, they would relate to it. Many of the students would get stuck up at a particular scenario and they would waste a lot of time. And then they would realize, okay, only 10 minutes are left and I have to yet to look at 20-25 questions which are at the end. And many times they would find that those questions which they did not even find time to think properly, they were actually easy question. And there will be panic marking, there will be silly mistakes happening. With this thing coming into play, yes, it is a change and we all should be open to change. We should not be asking why it has happened, but I personally feel that this change will reduce actually the marking, the panic marking which happens with many of the students. So we need to look at it from a positive perspective rather than just going into that victim mode. Why are they doing this to me when I'm appearing in the exam? This is not the first time NBA has done that. They have done it previously for INI CET very recently, and if I recall well, similar thing they had done for NEET PG also. So it is not something that they are doing only for FMG this time, but I think we need to look at it from a more pragmatic manner. Sir, over to you and Khalil sir's opinion on this, sir.
Yeah, definitely. Sandeep sir, let me the take-home message from Sandeep sir is that there is a huge element of auto time management in these blocks. Now, when you are attempting 150 question, 150 minutes, you end up wasting a lot of time in the middle part of the exam, where you are actually finding the lengthier question and you get carried away by them. And later on, you don't have time left for the last 20-30 question and the panic. So there's an element of auto time management in this block of 50 question, 50 minute. So Khalil sir, if I may ask you that how your approach towards exam changes if you are considering this new pattern of the examination for the upcoming July 6th, 2024 exams.
Yes, sir. Good evening to everybody. And as far as the new update has come in about the exam taking pattern, so the exam preparation will remain the same.
Okay, the exam preparation remains the same. The exam taking strategy definitely has to evolve. And the way to look at it is to look at each question independently. There is a saying in cricket, right? To play each ball on its merit. Okay, if you get few bouncers, don't let that affect playing the next balls. So अगर आप एक एक question कर देंगे, rather than having that mindset, okay, मेरे को 50 question में block करेगा. Each question is like that. So पहले कहते हैं 150 questions. You should not allow anything of one question affect the next question. Now, do not allow the panic of 50 questions of one block affect your next block. So have a more of a exam taking strategy should differ rather than exam preparation. I feel the exam preparation remains the same, and it could be a positive change also. You can only have a way of approach कि 50 क्वेश्चंस में आपने एक बार फिर से अच्छे से रिव्यू किया, जो जो भी डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस है उसको आपने अवॉइड किया, जो इजी क्वेश्चंस है उसको आपने इजीली मार्क किया, एंड यू गो वन सेक्शन आफ्टर द अदर. So the exam preparation remains the same. Exam taking strategy थोड़ा सा practice करेंगे, grand test लिखेंगे, हो जाएगा. I don't think it's a major difficulty, sir.
Yes, definitely, sir. I agree totally that, my dear friend, there is no change in the exam preparation strategy. It remains the same. Now, let me take some question heads on. Dr. Sandeep Sharma, sir, is there any negative marking coming on the way or in the new pattern?
Sir, what has
Yes or
happened
no,
is,
sir?
no, sir, there is no negative
No.
marking.
No.
There is no change in the weightage of the paper. There is no change which we see that it is going to be more easy or more difficult than others. From what we expect, if you look at and compare with the previous information bulletin, and trust me, most of us have, there is not going to be much change in the paper pattern. The only difference will be paper 1, paper 2. The paper will be broken down into part A, B, and C. Now we need to be very, very smart in this. They have mentioned, they have put up a star also in the information bulletin where they have said that it will likely be 50 questions for 50 minutes, but there might be a possibility that the amount of time that they give such a thing that need to keep into you particular section. So this is one important thing. Apart, sir, I see no other change in the paper pattern.
Yes, yes. Absolutely correct, sir. So guys, there is no negative marking. There is no change in the weightage of the subjects. The absolute distribution of the subject remains the same between paper 1 and paper 2. And as far as the exam is concerned, there's no, why I'm saying it's an opportunity for all of us actually. Over there, I know there's a challenging situation. My take on that is that, you know what, when we do like 50-50 question block and we get the time management done automatically by this limited time over there, you will get less time to change choices at the end. There are close to 50% of people who are solving question at a very fast. Today only, sir, I got messages from a couple of students. They have made the mixed bag of 50-50 questions on their own because yesterday night I suggested them. They say, Dr. Dhawan, it was a very good idea and we did that and we solved 50 questions in 22 minutes. And I'm really worried about that. If those students are hearing me, we don't want you to run a sprint over your 100-meter over there. As Khalil sir said, play every ball carefully, but play every ball individually. And our take on that is the first attempt to the question should be the final attempt to question. It should be a well-read question by you with all the 4 choices being thought out carefully, but not over dissection also, and take the final decision. And please understand, if you are playing like this, if you are saying that my first go of the paper is the final go of the paper only, and I will mark only few to review. Remember this word, but only few to review means in a block of 50 questions. Dr. Khalil sir, if I may ask you, how many questions would you like to keep for review in a block of 50 for the last few minutes?
I think because it's a very time-bound exam now with 50 minutes and 1 minute per each question, we should try to avoid not having more than 5 questions for review. We have to mark in one go. And yes, if you feel there are lengthy questions, avoid them. Solving it the first go, like you can do the other questions and take time out for the lengthier question. अभी जो 150 क्वेश्चन में होता था कि we would have maybe in 150 questions 20 questions which are lengthier. Now in each block it will be split into 5 questions, right? 3 questions split over. So वो questions के लिए आप थोड़ा सा cautious हो जाइए. उस questions को आप बाद में रखिए, दूसरे questions आप पहले कर लीजिए. Then you can go back and review those questions again. So I feel, sir, not more than 5. I feel it will take up a lot of time if they have more questions in the.
Yeah. Very, very few to review would be the right policy. Sandeep Sharma, sir, your take on that?
Absolutely, sir. Time is going to be very important. So if you get 50 minutes for a particular section, I would say it should be clear in your mind. Should be 45 for each, so that you have 5 minutes spare time in case you have left out something or you want to change the answer before the clock ticks and the next session starts. You will not be able to come back to that section. And as Khalil sir also said, the cricketing analogy is very apt here. While playing the matches, you are watching IPL. I know many of you are watching IPL. You should not be, but if you are right now, if your opposing bowler is Bumrah and he is putting Yorker, you just try to save your wicket and mark the best possible that you can. Just remember that if one section goes wrong, easier section will also come. So keep your cool in the exam. Many of you it might happen that the first section or the second section is not that appropriate for you. So keep your cool. If Yorkers are coming your way, easy questions will also come. You are a good batsman. You have prepared well. हार्दिक पांड्या भी आएगा, यश दयाल भी आएगा, उसको मारेंगे, बहुत अच्छे से मारेंगे, है ना, और अच्छा स्कोर करेंगे. सो कीप योर कूल इन द माइंड एंड प्लीज डू नॉट फॉल प्रे टू रूमर्स. कल मेरे पास इतने सारे रूमर्स आ रहे हैं, सर इस बार ऐसा हो जाएगा, उस बार वैसा हो जाएगा. Somebody was saying this. Yes, somebody जो है ना, I have not seen that person yet. When I was a student, there was somebody who was saying something which never used to happen in the exam. So only go by what your mentors, your teachers are telling you, what the information bulletin is telling you, and what common sense is telling you. And don't fall prey to self-styled rumor mongers. They are at every level. It is time for you to focus on revisions only, and keep it in your mind that just before the exam I would be giving a few time-based mock exams so that my mind is attuned to it. Sir, your views.
Absolutely, sir. And as you said that the blocks will be of different kind of level, and there will be like one or two block which we like finding tougher. Two block maybe like little easier, two will be moderate, and that's what the distribution of paper is always like that. So don't really get like too much sort of negative if your first block is coming little heavier, and the block will be different with different people. Remember, like your neighbor will be getting different block. That's the whole strategy behind it. Your right side, left side person will not get the same block. When you're doing the A block, you'll be doing B and C, and you'll be shuffling like that. So that's the strategy behind this whole thing. So keep in mind that you're not supposed to go or look right, left, because this unfair means is very, carefully being monitored by the NB. And you know already that this time there were a lot of issues with the students who have scored good marks, but they were not given certificate because of the unfair practices. So let us be very careful. Let us only look at our own thing and do our own thing, not really. And one important thing I would like to share with you, that let us utilize last 2 to 3 minutes of every block to relax and get prepared for the next block. Because if suddenly your screen gets off and the next 50 question bundle opens up, your brain will get fatigued, my dear friends. We have to develop strategy. 45 minutes we finish the paper. Last 2 minutes we unflag the flag for review question after reviewing the answer, whatever. 3 minutes, let us keep to just sit quiet and wait for the next block. It's important to unwind. Otherwise, you will get fatigued, because this is not now the two paper. Let me tell you my take on this. As a student, I will consider this as 6 mini papers now. And we will be having some time in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, just unwind yourself and get ready for this thing. This strategy we have to incorporate into this particular month in our mind only. Practice that in the upcoming GTs also. And it will be really, like beneficial if you are taking a break before the next block starts. So, Khalil sir, I have a question to you. When you talk about these block kind of things, do you think that they are going to have any particular subject distribution in the block 1, block 2, block 3, or will be randomized? What do you?
I think it will be randomized, sir. The paper 1, paper 2 subjects. I don't think it will be particularly subjects that will be made 3 parts, but we have to see after the first exam. We'll go get the update on that. And sir, so this can happen that one block is very difficult. Like जैसे हम लोग के पास अभी क्या होता है, paper 1 difficult हो गया, paper 2 easy हो गया, paper 2 or paper 1 is difficult, then paper 2 is easier. So either of that would have happened. And now either you can get the difficult questions scattered in all the blocks, or you may get only one block which has all the difficult questions. So it is going to be about your mindset also during the exam, and not panic, and see that, okay, one difficult block or one difficult set should not disturb your preparation of the other set. And as very rightly advised, sir, having 2 to 3 minutes of calmness before each set opens, I think that will really give a lot of clarity to think about the future questions of the next set, sir.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. And sir, I wish to inform the students that Doctorals will be conducting grant tests in the month of May and June. And I would request all of the students who are listening to us to check our app and the website for the updates for the FMG mock test in the month of May and June. And the first GT is coming our way on 26th of May, which is open for everyone. And please mark your date for that. It is 26th of May, first grant test for FMG, 24 the July paper. And this is available for everyone, for every student can enroll for that. And it's on 26th of May. The idea behind these grant tests would be to give you a practice of the real-time test environment, so that you can develop a strategy, first of all, then practice a strategy 2-3 times more before you land up on the final day on the exam on 6th of July. We do have, sir, the mini test also being conducted on the app also. And sir, Khalil sir, Sandeep sir, both of you, if you may, guide me as a student, that Dr. Dhawan, you are preparing for the FMG examination. In the remaining part now, we are at the end of the April month, and we are left the May and June now mainly. So, sir, what should be your message to me as a student? What shall I be doing to make my success more possible in the exam, sir?
Yes, sir. As rightly mentioned, sir, there can never be a more crucial time to practice your GTs as important as for this exam, because now there's a new update and you need to train your exam taking strategy. It's very, very crucial, and I'm happy that Doctorals is conducting those mock tests. So please be actively involved and do more GTs now, because right now, till now, we have been in a different mindset of doing exam. Now the practice of getting that blocks done, and that this is a more crucial time now to start doing more and more GTs. So that would be one strong advice, so that the test taking strategy improves, and you know how to handle those blocks of 50 questions, how much time to give some lengthy questions, how to you use before then, how to have some small time left over for review, and how to start the next set. So it's very crucial that we start with doing more GTs right now. And the rest of it, it's important that you start completing your syllabus right now till May, right? Till May end, you can go on and finish all your major subjects, look at all the things. Do not go for shortcuts. Abhi kya hota hai? Students in the end, sir, the panic aa jata hai, application form aa jata hai. They all go to shortcut resources now. They want to be doing radiology in 3 hours, and they want to do all the subjects. So that panic sets in at this point of time. Once the applications are out, once the hall tickets are being, the notifications are being out. So this is a time to hold your nerves and complete whatever pending topics are there. And once you complete that, in the last 1 month, you have 36 days from May 1st to May 30. Complete your subjects from May 30 onwards to July 6th. Try to do as many tests and as possible, as many GTs as possible. Start implementing GTs from now on, but do not skip your subjects. Do not look for shortcut at this point of time. Yes.
Perfect. And that's a very useful information for everyone, that in the panic, don't start really taking shortcuts. So the success does not have any shortcut. Success has a perfect recipe. You have to put all the ingredients to make the best broth out of that. So you should know that there is no possibility that you can really take a like a 3-hour radiology session and you are able to crack the question out of it, because the question are clinical, conceptual, integrated, and that needs a solid foundation over there. So no need to panic, as sir said. And I'm also like hugely favor of that. First phase is now the learning phase continues till the last week of the May. Then the revision phase comes, and in between induct the GTs in the month of May, and then the June. You know what? There is a recipe, and for that we'll be coming back to you on this channel. Please do follow us for that. And the idea is to take this journey forward in a very stable manner, because it's very easy to say I'm anxious. That is it's not a new. If I say new exam pattern has not caused anxiety to the faculties, I'll be wrong. I'm creating a pseudo situation over there. Let me honestly accept, whenever a new change comes, even we are anticipating. I took my whole day yesterday to really create my mindset as student, and that's why I told you that, let's assume there are 6 mini papers now rather than 2 big papers actually, and then that thing would solve a lot of things for us. So any final comments from Sandeep Sharma sir?
Sir, again, I'll just keep it brief. I'll just speak like pointers for the students. No need to panic. Take every section as a separate paper and try to keep 5 minutes extra, 5 to 10 minutes spare where you can review the answer, and last 2 to 3 minutes, as Rajiv sir said, to just take a deep breath, close your eyes for 1 minute and catch your breath before the next section starts. Second thing, while reading right now, you still have 2 months and 1 week to go. It is still a huge number. In case you are faltering, ask yourself, in the last 6 months, is there a subject which I have not touched? If yes, in the next 1 month, try to touch that. Is there a system in a big subject like medicine, cardiovascular you have not touched, or in surgery, trauma you have not touched? If yes, it is time to touch that. Instead of giving, normally we recommend every 7 to 10 days, 1 GT. As Khalil sir said, you should be giving more GTs now, but that doesn't mean a GT every day. Maybe after every 5 to 7 days, 1 GT you can give. And keep assessing yourself in what direction you are going. Try to cover, try to start in revision with the subject which you have not touched for the last 3 to 4 months, because that is going to take time. And the subjects which you have recently done, you will be relatively confident in them, right? Revision plan can vary from person to person. Do not leave any subject untouched. At the same time, do not give equal weightage, equal time to a subject like surgery and to a subject like uh, dermatology, because the weightage of the subject will be different. So do not, keep it simple. Rules remain the same. Do not panic and do not fall prey to rumors right now. And lastly, go back with a positive frame of mind, thinking very clearly that maybe this is good for me. Many of you have a tendency to initially mark the correct answer and then go back and change the answer. Now this thing will not happen. One of the students has mentioned in comments, sir, what if we feel like we have to change that answer and the section is gone? That section is closed now. Who knows, maybe it was the right answer and you were now going to make the mistake, and that might make the difference between you crossing the line of 150. So my dear friends, have trust in God, have faith in your ability, and do not panic. Continue doing, and as Khalil sir said, more GTs than you were doing before. Khalil sir, any parting comments, sir?
Yes, sir. So take each question independently. So first thing is that, and reviewing 50 questions is easier than reviewing 150 questions. So even if you're panicking that okay chala jayega, तो 50 क्वेश्चन फिर से देखना आसान है rather than having a bulk of 150 questions and reviewing them. So as you know, it could be a blessing in disguise. It could be actually helping you to narrow down your targets, short ब्लॉक्स में कर रहे हो तो एक्चुअली और अच्छे से रिव्यू होगा, जल्दी रिव्यू होगा और बेटर रहेगा. तो गो ऑन अ पॉजिटिव आउटलुक टू दिस, टेक ईच क्वेश्चन इंडिपेंडेंटली और हो जाएगा. सो जस्ट प्रैक्टिस फ्यू मोर जीटीज एंड राइट नाउ कंप्लीट ऑल योर सब्जेक्ट्स. प्लीज, इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू कंप्लीट ऑल योर सब्जेक्ट्स. रिवीजन के टाइम पे जो चीज अभी 4 दिन लगेगा, रिवीजन में 1-2 दिन लगेगा और नेक्स्ट रीडिंग में 1 दिन लगेगा, वो हो जाएगा. वो नेचुरल ट्रांसिशन है. You will feel that you have forgotten, but this natural transition will happen. Have trust in the process and keep working sincerely. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Sandeep sir and Dr. Khalil sir. To summarize and to close this session, may I say that why we are saying there's a hidden opportunity in this challenge. Number one, the time management will be better if you practice it in a nice way. Number two, the bandwidth of changing choices would be reduced for you, which is a good thing, is a blessing in disguise. And number three, it's always better to have a target of 50 question, 50 question, 50 question, rather than having 150 question. And even if we already, have in this mind, in our mind that there may be 2 blocks which are going to be really challenging or tougher, we want to make the, game right by attempting the, remaining block in a much better way and scoring much better out of those things. So guys, this was one of the, live session we have planned for the upcoming FMGE 6 July 2024. We'll keep coming back to you at regular intervals in between to make sure that while you're passing from the May to the June phase when the revisions start, I hope you're doing well. We'll definitely come back to you again what to do in the last 1 week and the last day of the exam. Doctors have got this, a very beautiful, team where we are really passionate and we are genetically coded to, work at the same time with the NEET PG analytics segment. And for the FMG segment also, we We wish to stand by your side while you're passing through such a crucial exam of your life. And this actually gives immense happiness to each and every team member. So from every team member of DocTutorials, I wish to really, give you assurance on this, that if you do not panic and if you analyze the situation well, you can get better score out of the new pattern of the exam. So thank you very much. Thank you to both the speakers, and best wishes. Just keep the hope of passing alive within you. Keep working towards the final exam day with passion, and do not waste any day. Every day counts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Best wishes. Okay.